Hi, this is Gene, retired in Mexico, and we ask one question on this channel, which is, do they write them and do they sing them like they used to? A lot of people, young and old, they think the old music is better. I hear it all the time, but I'm not so sure. And today, I'm going to hit up someone called At the Drive-In, and it's kind of a weird thing here because I'm familiar with the Mars Volta, but not at the drive-in. Somehow I just skipped over these guys and got right into the Mars Volta. So I owned, or own, I'm not sure if I still have them, Deloused in the Comatorium and Francis the Mute. And I've played Deloused in the Comatorium more often than I have Francis the Mute. But I'm not familiar with At the Drive-In, and I'm not familiar with the other spin-off, Sparta. So I thought, okay, well, this is 22 years old, but guess what? I've never listened to At the Drive-In. Maybe sampled them just a little bit. I don't know. So I was going to do the studio version, and then I caught this thing on Jules Holland in 2009. This is One-Armed Scissor. So let's go ahead and hit up this live version because I'm really curious to see the band. I heard about 2 seconds of this and it sounded pretty intense. So let's go ahead with this. Let's see, this is less than 4 minutes. I think we'll just let it run. I may stop it once. Here we go. Start that over again. Okay. A lefty. Wow. Woo! Just letting it run. Woo! I like this part. All right. And surprisingly, the BBC hasn't been blocking my videos. But so you might say, what do I think about this? I'm actually, one thing about being a senior is I was there when hardcore broke out. Now, it's interesting which bands I liked and which ones I didn't as much. So I never got into some bands like Fear or the Germs much. And I was familiar with Black Flag. I liked them, but my style was more the SST bands. So I was very fortunate to see Husker Du one time. And in fact, they had a record store signing, and I met those guys at the record store. Really nice, Midwestern guys, just wonderful. It was the Warehouse Songs and Stories. And then I've seen the Meat Puppets about 8 times because they were from my region of the United States. And in fact, I went to grade school with one of the members of the band. And I'm friends with the mother of another member of the band. Just love the Meat Puppets, and I own some Minor Threat and some people like that I enjoyed, and I always liked hardcore, but certain brands of it. Now this goes right to the heart. This is the kind of hardcore that I really like. Oh, I also like Bad Brains a lot. Those guys are cool. Never got to see them, but so. Who do these guys remind me of? Well, maybe just a touch Red Hot Chili Peppers, maybe a touch Rage Against the Machine, just in terms of their stage presence. And then some of those hardcore bands that I mentioned. But I love the guitar tones, love the vocal intensity. Wow. He was just feeling it. And the bass player was killing it, the drummer was killing it. I will say that this video is just a touch muffled, so I'm really surprised by that. I don't know if this is the original broadcast quality or if someone who's uploaded the video, well, it said the BBC uploaded it. This must be the original quality, but it wasn't quite as hi-fi as I would have liked to have heard everything, but wow, loved it. And they were definitely doing a performance to be remembered. So, yeah, I mean that kind of thing of kind of wrecking the stage. Obviously, the Who kind of started all of that, and that was before my time. I mean, when the Who were smashing guitars, I was just a little kid. I wasn't even riding my bike yet, so I'm not that old. But yeah, there's a long tradition of this kind of smashing things up, and I love it. It's pretty rock and roll. So as you can see, I did the lyrics here, and I pulled them up and I read what they were about beforehand. I'm glad I did, because just on first perusal, it looked like some kind of science fiction theme. They were talking about entrails in the cargo bay, and then I read that was about throwing up when you're hungover. So this song is a little bit about drinking and mostly about touring, and just a lot of sarcasm about the road. They talk about kissing the asphalt. And then I guess the One Armed Scissor is a little bit too. This was their last album. They were splitting up, so they felt kind of a divide there. So I get it. I get it. They're really cool lyrics. So what would I give this? Well, I'll tell you this. I'm really glad that I watched it live. I would have understood the song a little better if I'd hit the studio version, but I wouldn't have understood their visuals and the intensity. I don't know. This it kind of really scratched an itch for me. I think I got to give this A+. I mean, this is the kind of hardcore that I love. Yeah, and I can't believe I kind of just glossed over these guys and got right into Mars Volta, which is very different. It's got the same intensity. I can hear that now, but of course a lot more guitar work and a lot more proggy. So now I can really appreciate the direction that those two guys went in when they formed the Mars Volta. Completely different. kind of music, except in the intensity, right? And I would say the lyrics and the intensity, they pulled that over from the band. So really good stuff. Let's go ahead and wrap up the video. Everybody on stage there was killing it, and the bass might have been my favorite part of me. The bass player was really driving that song and killing it. Yeah, as we say here in Mexico, buen dia. If you like what we're doing, hit that like or subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks.